Hey guys, Bobby here, and today I wanted to share a story with you. A couple weeks ago, I had a dream, more or less, a couple weeks ago. I had a dream that I was going to show up at work, and the person who ran the place was going to give me a piece of paper to sign. And I told my coworkers about that, like outside of the dream. I was like, "Yeah, I had a dream that the person who runs the plant called me into the office and had me sign a piece of paper." Which for me, I thought, whoa, 10, been here for 10 years, barely missed many days. And, I'm already high on the position list. And it's like, maybe he's giving me a promotion. Well, 2 days later, the person actually calls me into the office, hands me a piece of paper, and tells me to sign it. And it was a demotion. I thought I was going to get promoted, and then I got a demotion, which was crazy. It's like, I was so upset that I had to go home. Like, I was almost in tears. And I went and I talked to the coworker. I was like, "Remember how I told you a couple days ago that I had a dream?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, he called me in there and I got demoted." And he's like, "Whoa," like in shock that I got demoted because he loved working with me. Well, after that, I called my wife. Well, I told her what was going on, and the way she was talking was like, "Oh, I understand." It's like, what? It's like businesses do that. They have people that are in higher positions that the business might be slow, so they'll just demote some people or get rid of some people and stuff. And even though it was true, that is not something that I really wanted to hear at that time. And me and my wife talked about that later. We argued a little bit, then we made up and stuff like that. But well, the next morning she sent me a voicemail. Like, I was at work, I looked at my phone, I saw where she called me, and whenever I went to break, I listened to it, and it was so inspiring that I was almost in tears. And I kind of wanted to share this voicemail with you because this is a part of the 5 love languages that I was talking to you about in an earlier video.
Hey, honey, it's Jess. I just wanted to call and tell you that I love you. And just remember that you're strong and you will get through this. God brings us through many trials in life, and they're not always unpleasant. But I know He's going to be with us every step of the way. I know you really don't like your workplace. There's times you do and times you don't. But know that God is with you through this. He was preparing you for it. So now it's time to step into that and trust God. And in the midst of doing all this, if He leads you to another job, it is what it is. But if not, He just wanted to at least let you know that it was coming. Be ready, to be prepared. Honey, I love you. Everything will be okay. Have a good day. Bye.
Well, that weekend I put in an application for different positions. I put some in like the United States Post Office. I did some at some HVAC places and some other random places. But I put on a cover letter on the HVAC because they were looking for techs. They weren't looking for somebody to train. But I put on a cover letter that what happened at my position. I was like, "Hey, I was working here for 10 plus years. I been demoted, and I'm looking for something that has financial security and something that can actually help me move up, and basically I poured my heart out. I told them what was really going on. Some people, like I used to, whenever I filled out an application, I did it like I was a robot, like "Oh, do you have any problems?" "No, I'm a perfect human being," kind of deal. It's like before I started reading and learning and all this stuff, whenever it comes to socializing and talking to people and actually being yourself, and being open to how you feel and stuff, so I did that on my cover letter. It's like, I really, I need something, can you help me, kind of deal. And it's like the next day I got a call telling me to come in, and I came in and I filled out the application, and the first thought that I had was like, well, maybe these sites that I just put this thing in, that maybe they have to pay to see it, because I don't think they know that I don't know what I'm doing. But I walked in, and she's like, well, you want to fill out the application? I was like, yeah. And then she says, well, do you want your resume to copy of it? I'm like, okay. It excited me a little bit, because it's like, they know I don't know what I'm doing, and, I want to fill this out and see what happens. So I give it to her, and I go in and I talk to the guy, and he was like the nicest guy I ever talked to. He's like, telling me, basically about the job, and, the benefits that they had, which, the job I had before didn't really have. And, I just kept getting, overwhelmed. Like, this is so right. This is awesome. I start on my birthday. Well, the next thing I was doing is they had me try on the uniforms and stuff, and while I was doing it, I was telling the guy that was interviewing, I was like, thank you for this opportunity. And it was cool because he was like, well, how much are you making right now? And it was like, I told him, and then he just like raised it like $1, like right then and there, like I wasn't even working for him yet, and he's like, he already gave me a raise. And he was showing me the break room and in the conference room, and he like grabbed a chair. He goes, this is your chair. And I'm like, it's like, he was a go-giver. It was somebody, it was like his mission was to, inspire somebody or make them happy. That's the way that I felt whenever it happened. And it makes me want to do that to somebody else. And I guess I'm making this video to let my light shine, to let people know that I believe that this was a godsend. I believe that the Lord did this for me in perfect timing, because I would have, when I lost my job, and then finally, it's like it enabled me to look for another job in the perfect timing of me to not have to go to school for it, because of an apprenticeship program. And, I just wanted to let share this story with you to inspire you, because what Jesus said is like, you don't want to put something over the light. It's like you want to let your light shine before man. Let people know what God has done for you. And it's it was just an inspiring story, and it's something that happened in my life, and I'm excited about it. I'm a little overly excited about it, but I hope it inspires you and giving you some value. And I will talk to you guys later.